back to Hunter Tune. Today we are dyno tuning a couple cars, and we already got one of them kind of lined out this morning. I didn't really film a whole lot of it. What's new? But this is one that we got up here. This is Ivan's car. It's a LS Vtec with a, let me turn this fan off here. It's a LS Vtec with a, I don't know what kind of manifold this is. It looks pretty nice. Tile gate and an eBay turbo. Wide open 3.5 inch exhaust. And yeah, Skunk Pro intake, 1000cc FID and FIC injectors. And yeah, stock bottom end, built head, you said? Yeah, okay. And then we got some mounts on it, and yeah, it's doing pretty good. We actually got the car converted over to Honda Tuning Suite, and we're gonna do a couple rips for you guys. I love the interior in this car, man. I don't know why, but like the seats, these just eBay seats.
I guess they told me they were Type R seats.
Yeah, well, they're comfy. So yeah, when this car initially came in, it had a wideband that was not working. So I have just my tuning wideband installed into it currently. And like I said, we got it on the tuning suite. And what came in tuned on chrome. And we did a baseline run with this car, making about let's see what we did here. So the blue line is before and the red line is after. So it came in making around 236 to the wheels, and switching it over to HTS and putting some fuel in it because the wideband wasn't working. Once I got the wideband installed, verified the car was running pretty lean, like a 1350 wide open. So definitely splashed some fuel in it, giving it 11.5, 11.8 air fuel. You know, it picked up power pretty much everywhere. So lean is not always mean. And 263 on gate pressure. We actually just added a boost controller, and we're going to do a couple more rips with this thing. And yeah, so I just had a Blocks boost controller here that we teed in, and I have it set. Hopefully it makes a couple more pounds of boost. We can make some more power. Yeah, this car runs pretty good so far, and we're going to keep going from here. boost ironed out on this thing. The first pull that I made on the car, the controller, I had set a little bit too high, even though I thought it was just barely touching the spring on these manual controllers. Normally when you set them up, I take these boost controllers and you turn them in and you shake them until you can hear that little ball inside of there rattle around. And as soon as you stop hearing that ball, right at that spot is usually the same as wastegate or like a pound or two above it. So the controller that he brought was kind of junk, so I'm not using his. I have a Blocks one here that I threw in there, and it's just really sensitive. So I'm just doing like a half turn at a time. I think that last pull that I made was on like 13 pounds. We're gonna try to get up to like 15, 16 pounds and make sure the tune's good. And this one will be ready to rip. It's a really healthy LS Vtec. Other than the fact that it's running around 205 degrees, which is a little bit warm, I'm going to actually check over, make sure both the both the top and the lower radiator hoses are hot. And if they are, then it might just be a little low on coolant. I actually didn't check it on this car, I just checked the oil. This is why I remind myself, just got to do that stuff, but I've been super busy and sometimes I forget. All right, guys, so we turned the boost up a little bit on this thing, and it did pick up some good power. Let me see here, I'll show you the comparison. So this new red line that is up here is the one that we just did, and it picked up that much power breaking up ignition. So the plugs, I pulled them out of here, had the right plugs in it, but the gap was way too big. So the gap was around 35 thousandths. And we brought them right down to 18, 20 thousandths is where I like to be. Any like real high boost stuff, we go down to sometimes as low as 10 thousandths on some of these big boost cars. But yeah, small plug gap works the best on these stock ignition setups. So we're gonna give it again, see if we can make some more power and make a full pass without breaking up ignition. Oh boy. 325. No way. 325. You want to keep going or no?
What is it at right now?
15 pounds. Look at that gap, dude. Way up. I say we go one more.
One more? Alright, we'll turn it up just a little bit more.
325 wheel, stock bottom end, LS. Let's give it one more little turn, and I think we should probably call it before we get too greedy. Greedy, I know. So yeah, kind of overlaid what it did the last one. 327.
That's fine.
I mean, I think that.
Different part. Right.
Yeah, I mean, what it make when you came at 230 something?
Yeah. 230 when we got in. And then we went 263 and we switched it over.
Yeah. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I think it should be good.
One more. You got. I want to see the edge of that controller. I don't know where it is, and I don't want to give it to you not knowing where. This motor seems pretty healthy. I'm not really hurt. A bit's rowdy. Yeah, that's about it, man.
That's fine.
We lost a little power on that one because it's hot. It didn't actually go up when I turned it a little bit. But I'm going to keep turning it and eventually it's going to go,
Right.
you know. Yeah, stay here.
Oh, that's fine.
Good.
You should like draw a line. There's no arrow on the right or nothing.
I mean, I don't think it's really going to go anywhere. I had it right here before. I could put some tape on it or something. I would put some tape on it or something. So it doesn't move. All right, guys, we had some fun tuning a few cars today, and I just wanted to recap over the day real quick before we end the video. I did do a red single cam. We didn't really film a whole lot of the process, but the car had a lot of issues. It's just fucking dead right here. Okay. Is the green the one we just did? 557, yeah it is. It's probably just getting heat soaked now, I would think. I'll pull it off for a minute. It had a completely stock catback exhaust that we had to delete. This is how the merge was on this car. It had the 3-inch downpipe necked all the way down to the stock 1 3/4 catback exhaust. So that was definitely a huge power loss. The car was only making like 220 horsepower on 20 pounds of boost. So we definitely had some issues there. And the rest of the stuff with that single cam car came in making 152 horsepower, as you can see there. So the red and blue is before, and then these new ones are the ones we left with. The car had a kind of different setup on it. It had a Y7 block with a Y8 head. He thought it was a Y8 head. It might have had a different cam with the wrong cam gear, and I think the ignition or the cam timing was off on this motor, and we couldn't ever get it to dial in how it's supposed to be. So car only ended up making 271 horsepower on like 20 some pounds of boost, because I think the cam timing was off, because as you guys can see, the power curve is really flat when it comes up to power, and the torque is just falling off really hard, like the cam is too far advanced or something. So he's gonna come back and see if he can find anything on that cam, and yeah, just a bunch of stuff. And then we also did that other car. It was an Integra stock bottom end LS with a Vtec head, and that car laid down some really good power, like 330 or something on 15 pounds of boost. So it definitely worked out really well. That car came in making not that much. I will actually just kind of show you guys the runs from that one. So this is the before and after of the Integra. Came in making 230 wheel horsepower. And I got out of it early because the car was running very lean, like a 13.5. And then we got it tuned on Honda Tuning Suite, E85, 14 pounds of boost, and made 327. Really good setup, really good running car. And yeah, there's that one. And then I had a Mustang Terminator in here that was a really badass car. Hopefully we'll see some of that soon. We tried to plug into it the HP tuner, but it's actually married to an SET handheld that the guy didn't get when he bought the car. So that's quite annoying. He's gonna have to try to source that so he can at least unmarry it, and then maybe we can talk to the EC with the HP tuner instead of the SCT. But it sucks because there's not a lot of guys around here that do SCT tuning, and to do custom SCT tuning, I should say. That's something that I may look into, but it's kind of just outdated stuff, and I feel like Holly is the way to go now for pretty much anything. So that's what I told him. Maybe we can switch that car to Holly eventually. I didn't really get any pictures or videos of it, but yeah. So that's it, guys. I've been grinding out here, been really busy, and got a bunch of parts for the Mustang like you guys saw, and yeah, just staying busy, grinding away, trying to make that money, and yeah, hopefully soon we can have some fun and go rip cars of my own. So have a great night and a better tomorrow. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Give it a like, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Have a great night.